Hey there, I'm Sal. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we'll be installing a Gktech short throw shifter on my 1992 Nissan 240SX. Currently I have the ISR short throw shifter on here, and it's incredibly notchy, but it's also very rattly. As you're driving around town, crazy vibrations. I'll have some video clips in here to show you what I'm talking about, but I like it. It feels very race oriented, very track oriented, super notchy, but I'm just not loving it for the street. There's also a really weird twisting motion that I don't like on it. But again, I'll show all that to you in the video. Okay, so I guess I'll throw in some before driving clips, and then we'll get right into the install. Hey guys, so we got the ISR short throw shifter here. It's on an SR20 trans and an S13. Very notchy, no question about what gear you're in at all. The only problem that I had with it is the vibrations. I tried getting some videos of it. It's kind of hard to portray on camera a little bit, but the other problem that I have is you can see this rotation. That's not the knob. That's the entire assembly. You can see when I get the boot off and all that, I'll show you what's actually turning in there. But I've decided to go with the Gktech short throw shifter because it uses the ball, like the more OEM style, where there's like the ball that you're rotating around, whereas this has two springs on either side. And it leads to that more of this notchy thing that it's really kind of weird. When you come over into like 5th gear, you can see when I push, the thing kind of like twists as it goes into 5th gear. So every time you shift, you can feel the whole thing kind of like fall over into 5th gear. And then you come into 1st, and it kind of, you can see it twist back into 1st gear. So it just feels really weird. I'll get this all taken apart, and I'll show you the Gktech one over on the bench. Okay guys, I have it all apart, and I can try to show you what's twisting within this shifter here. So if I grab the top here, you can look at those two little arms sticking out from the sides. You can see that the whole assembly is actually twisting. And let me try to show you this. You can see the little slot that the arm goes into. I'm trying to get this focused here. Probably won't. Down there, you can see the spring so that it provides some rebound, but it also provides some slop. You can see it right there. So that's what I'm trying to avoid by going to this Gktech unit. Okay guys, I got the ISR short throw shifter on the right and the Gktech one on the left. I just wanted to show you some of the differences in how they function. So you can see the ISR one on the right, the shifter rod itself has these pins on it that go into these holes, and that's where I found most of the slop to be. The Gktech uses the more OEM style with this cup that comes straight out of an OEM shifter bezel. And the rod itself has the slots that go into these pins here. So it seems to fit a lot tighter. Like I showed you earlier, there's so much slop with the ISR setup. So we'll get the Gktech one all lubed up. I have some red and tacky grease that I'm going to plan to use for this. Get it all lubed up, put some RTV on the transmission in the car, and then we'll get it all in there. I'll see you in the car. Okay, I got all the RTV on here. I'm gonna go grab the actual plate and get it put in. I gotta remember to put the spring back in there before I put the plate on. Yeah, then we'll start putting the screws in, dealing with the really annoying ones in the back. Okay guys, we got the shifter plate in now, finally. After a lot of swearing and cutting my friggin' fingers on these guys. One of the prior owners cut this open, trying to put in a shifter, I'm assuming. It makes it a little better access to get the back 2 bolts, but man, it's a hazard. It's just really sharp metal. So regardless, got the shifter in, it's all tightened down. You can see the RTV around the edges. Next up is going to be putting in the shifter rod itself and the top plate that goes with it. Okay guys, going a little crazy here. So I'm just trying to fit this, the nub here into that hole, and it is not wanting to go. I'm just gonna keep at it. Hopefully I get it soon. Oh baby, that was the most satisfying thing. It just finally seated right in there, and we are definitely in the slot. Whew, that took a long time. Okay guys, I got that top circle thing on, and then the snap ring. This Gktech snap ring is thick, and my little baby Harbor Freight snap ring pliers are they were suffering. So I had to, I got it started and then kind of worked my way around and pulled it in as I pushed down with a screwdriver. It was hard to get in there, but with the screwdriver, it slid right in. And now we're ready to put the boot on and start wrapping this thing up. Okay guys, got the boot installed. I don't plan on putting any zip ties on it. It's pretty tight on there, especially up here. And on the bottom, it sits into the lip on the Gktech shifter. So yeah, I'm gonna just make sure you have it oriented heading forward. And yeah, I'm gonna start putting together the rest of the the bezel around it, and I think we're almost done here. Almost forgot, after you've got everything on down here, you can install this. It just kind of slides down until you find it hit the groove, and then there's a small Allen head bolt that goes in the side and kind of seats into the groove that's on this shaft. Okay guys, got it all back together again. It feels really good. It's a little bit longer of throws, I think, than the ISR, but I mean, just ever so slightly longer. It feels lighter, like lighter throws, which I like. You had to like really put a lot of effort when shifting the ISR. Like you were really shifting it. With this thing, it's much easier to just kind of plop into gear. Like I said, I'm really liking how this feels. Worth every second of trying to get these back to bolts in. Yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm gonna get it out on the road, and I'll try to get you guys some driving impressions. Okay guys, just got back from the first drive, and oh man, it feels really good. I'm actually really excited with how the shifter feels. No vibrations, well, tiny bit of vibration on decel, but as far as acceleration, all the way up through red line, no vibrations at all, which is incredible. It was so bad in second gear before, like I was scared to ring it out in second just because the vibration was so harsh. I didn't know what was gonna happen. So this feels so much better. I'm super stoked on how it all came out. Looks clean in here. It felt super smooth. I also, so when I got the car, when I got the exhaust put on the car, I couldn't do it myself because we were missing some exhaust hangers. They broke off, they rusted off or something. So when I brought it to the shop, they used like bolts and they left a washer on the bolt and it was loose. So at certain resonant frequencies in the exhaust, or if it hits a bump when you're driving around town, you can hear the washer clanging against the bolt. And so finally I kept putting it off. Finally today, while the car was up, I got under there and cut that washer off. I tried to undo the bolt, but I think it was welded in. It's really hard to see back behind there to see what's actually done to it. But I just cut the washer off. I bought some tin snips, and the sound went away. There's no more of that like really annoying metal rattling sound. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Overall, pretty happy with how today went. I'm recording this the same day that I did the starter. I don't know if that video's gone up or not, but that was kind of I wouldn't call it a loss, but definitely not a win. But I'd say that the shifter is 110% a win. Would recommend the Gktech short throw shifter. The ISR one is good, but it's just, I think it's too race oriented for the street. Also, after installing this, I realized I didn't put any lube on, any grease on the ISR one. So that may have been a big problem of mine, but I still think I wouldn't have liked the twisting that I showed in that video, or in this video, I guess, of the ISR knob. It was just kind of weird how it had twisted like that. There's none of that in this, which is great. So overall, shifter install, let's see, it took me, what, 4 hours, start to finish. So not too bad. Could be more efficient in some places. Heck, if you had ratcheting wrenches for those last two bolts up front, you could be done in probably an hour. No, I'm just joking, but those are a huge pain in the butt. And I wish I had some ratcheting wrenches for that alone. If I have to do a shifter again, 100% going out and buying ratcheting wrenches for it. Okay, I'll stop blabbering on here. Thanks for watching the video. I'll try to leave some links in the description below, but have a good night.